Hi there, Sonia with the Inspired Pen with a walkthrough on a junk journal that I've made. This one has a fabric cover on it, a lot of different embellishments, a lot of really pretty different fabrics. I kind of tried to make the cover like a quilted piece, making it look more like, a quilt than an actual book cover, which I really thought was very pretty. It's got a corset piece on the spine. This is not permanent bound. It has removable signatures in it. And there's the back of it. This is just a lot of odds and ends fabric. I took apart a bunch of different things, and this is odds and ends fabric on it. It has a tie closure with the jute, and it has a big pocket on the inside with some stamped cards. And it includes a pen, there's paper clips. I like the pockets on it because then you can hold a bunch of different stuff in them, like extra paper clips and stuff. This one has you see there are 4 removable signatures. There is a lot of different paper in here. We've got the ledger paper, older paper. This has more of a vintage look to it. This is all hand pleated sewing on there. With the tuck that makes a tuck spot for that really unique. These are actually postcards, but I thought they just looked so nice with that kind of shimmery little fibers in the paper. And as we move on through the first signature, it does have the stationery pieces, that darker kind of textured. This holds ink and paint and stuff really well. The doilies. More tuck spots. This one has quite a bit of sewing in it with the tuck spots and sewn on embellishments. It has the book pages, your plain paper. These are all waxed thread sewn signatures, so they will hold up for quite a long time. Here's another different kind of embellishment. So this would be a tuck spot. I kind of created this one thinking that it'd be a nice tuck spot for a picture because you can see through it. You can write on these. You need a slick writer, and it writes on this slick kind of transparency sort of stuff with the gems on the side. And then as we go through this, there is a lot of different elements in this, but there are the bright color pops that coordinate with the front of the book because it has a bunch of different colored fabrics on it. Got the hand pleating, another tuck spot there. I really enjoyed making this one because it started out as kind of a quilted idea, and then I just carried on with that throughout. More of those book pages. That really great paper. This one says this year on it. A lot of vintage paper in this one. It's old stationery. And the doilies, another tuck spot. It says dream. So this would be like a journal prompt, and then you'd put whatever you dream on the back of it. And tuck it back in. That really pretty tuck spot. And we've got more of that ruffling that I put in there just because I thought it just looked really pretty with an envelope that is also a tuck spot. And go through here some more. This one, like I said, has a lot of prompts in it. So here's a wish prompt, embellished index card to write your wishes on, with some ribbon, paper, and tags sewn in to make that sort of stand out as a tuck spot. It has this one. It says memory on it with different banner looking pieces on it. And that is all that is in the paper. More signatures here. This one has the burlap corner. I really like to use fabric corners because they hold up so well when you're shoving things in and out of there. This one has these different stamp ephemera pieces throughout, embellishments. And I really like those because they add a little pop of color in the corners and makes it look really nice. And then as we go through here, there's some typing paper. There's that old vintage note paper in here. Here's another embellished page. This can also be used as a smaller tuck spot. It's got the jeweled flower in there for a pop of color. I really had a good time making this one just because I added so many different elements to it. This has got the foam numbers on it. And this is all attached into the page, so it's a nice little background piece. This one has an old piece from a set of hook and eyes, which I removed the hook and eyes from and just reused it in here for a tuck spot for this little card. Did a bow here with the buckle, which I really think it turned out really nice. And then on the back side, we've got another embellished page. Here's another really nice little tuck spot that's all embellished. You can actually tuck a couple of different things in here if you'd like. With that tree die cut that I inked, so it has a more vintage look to it. And here's another tuck that was inked, and use the decorative scissors on the bottom of that. And we've got another paper doily. This is a really pretty paper here that adds some more, just a kind of a light pop of color into the book, which I thought looked nice. And there's some paper music sheet pleating. That's another tuck spot for you. I like the tuck spots. They're a lot of fun to create, but they're also really nice for just tucking your memorabilia in and pictures and sheets of whatever. This one has the flowers on it. It's a longer tuck spot. And there's that paper again. And then we've got this one. I really like how this page turned out. It's got that framed picture of the stamp right there, which just I thought looked really pretty and very vintage looking. I embossed a portion of this stamp, so it's got, I don't know if that comes through on the video, but I heat embossed around that to give it just a little bit more definition and texture. It's because I thought it looked really pretty. Here's another tuck page. Got the paper in there, and this is the same material that's used on the cover. And then these beautiful little stamped cards that are there. This page, this tuck actually has some embellishments on it as well. And it tucks in there really quite nicely, actually. And then we've got another one here. Like I said, this book has a lot of tuck spots, which is nice. This one says Cherish on it with this little card that you can take out and write on. And go through the last signature. And like I said, a bunch of different types of paper. We got the ledger paper in here, the lined paper, another stamped tuck with this really pretty rose and leaf die cut and the ribbon added to the bottom. And more paper doilies. And I really, really like this one. This is a card that I just thought was just really beautiful. And it's hinged on there, so it's got a poem on the back. And then you can write in it and then also use it as a tuck. I just really liked that card because it was very old-fashioned looking. And then we get to the back of this signature, and it has another tuck with a saying down here, a decoration behind the saying, and then this card that is removable with all embellished and stamped. And then the rest is the paper, and that's the back of that. And that is that one. This is also listed in my Etsy store. And I think it turned out really, really beautiful. And I love how very old-fashioned it looks. It does look like something that would have been put together with bits and pieces from like the Victorian era. And thank you for watching.